Right, you can remain sitting, and we will continue with the theme of the weekend, which is mindfulness and especially Mahamudra mindfulness. Something that I have written in the little text material is explanation of both of these. What is mindfulness and what is Mahamudra mindfulness? And in that text it says that relaxation plus attentiveness equals mindfulness. And it also says that relaxation plus knowing awareness equals Mahamudra style of mindfulness. So in this session I will explain to you both of them and guide you through practices that will help you to understand both separately and then the difference between the two. So first, mindfulness, relaxation plus attentiveness. So this is when mindfulness is spoken about and taught, guided on practice sessions or retreats, it is always taught like this. I will just use an example of body scanning and what do you call that? Using the tactile sense to scan the body, using the sense of the skin to scan the body while being attentive of it. So a really common, the most common way to practice mindfulness is through the following instructions. So you are told to sit upright and you're told to relax. Don't think about relaxing the eyes and head so much. You just think of relaxing the body in general. And then, as you're doing it, you are instructed to be mindful or attentive about sensations. So, you detect some tension and you relax it. You're mindful of attentive. You have to be attentive to spot attention, and you're attentive when that tension is released, when relaxation happens. And then you just keep doing that. There is no mention of knowing awareness, there is no mention of basic state. You're simply applying attentiveness, which means that use of attention means the following. So as you're sitting there, it's sort of like you have your eyes closed, visual input is blocked, and from the head space, from behind the eyes, you're aiming as if a spotlight down into the body. So what attention means is that it's sort of like you aim your attention, aim a beam of attention, aim a beam of spotlight down into the body, for example, to left hip, area of the left hip, and it's kind of like there's this beam being aimed from the head, from inside the head, into the left hip. This is use of attention. Be it the left hip or any other part of the body. So you simply, how attention is used, what the basic mindfulness meditation instruction is, that you use this beam of attention, this beam of light that is always aimed from the head downwards. Do you understand what I mean by the beam? Okay. So this is very common way of practicing mindfulness. Uh, the technique of the practice could be something else. Here we are doing body scanning and using the attention to release tensions, but some of the other classical mindfulness meditation practices, for example, following the movement of the breath in the belly, in the lower belly. So in that case, let's do this for a couple of minutes. Think about the lower belly, the area below the navel, and be attentive of the movement of the breath in the lower belly. The gut has to be relaxed so that it actually moves. The belly makes the belly move. And as it moves, you're just attentive. You're attending the movement of the breath in the lower belly with your mental attention. And you just stay with it. You're attentive of the breath coming in, stomach bulging a little bit. You're aware of the exhalation, the stomach withdrawing a bit. And you just keep watching it. How you keep watching it? What are the mechanics of this exercise? Again, isn't it that there is this beam of attention aimed down into the belly, and that's how you watch it? And then, of course, what will sooner or later happen, be it scanning or be it following of the breath in the gut. What happens is that you get distracted. You get distracted into thinking about things, planning what to do. You get distracted into remembering memories, thinking about memories. Or you get distracted about completely random mental content. But then you remember that, oh, I was supposed to watch my breath, or I was supposed to scan my body. So then you come back to it. And again you attend the breath as long as you're able to. But then, because there is subconscious mind and there is activities in the subconscious mind, you get distracted again. And the thing is that you don't notice the very moment you get distracted. You always notice it sometime after. You might have been wandering in thoughts of the past, present, or future for anything from few seconds to minutes until you realize that, oh yeah, I was doing that practice. I'm supposed to do this mindfulness exercise. The reason why you don't notice the moment of getting distracted is because of the subconscious mind. What does it mean? The subconscious, by definition, means that there is sort of like a lid of a box, and there is stuff under the lid that we can't really directly perceive because the lid prevents it. Sub means subconscious means below the lid of conscious awareness. And it is the subconscious mind that is the, the work field of practice. If we didn't have subconscious mind, we would only have conscious mind. But only Buddhas have fully conscious mind. So that's the task, that's the work field. Anyway, so the reason why we get distracted is because there is all this activity, subconscious, mental, emotional activity happening, and one of those impulses, because it comes from under the lid of conscious awareness, it just easily grabs and occupies the mind. And you kind of just drift in thinking. You might be half conscious about this thinking process, but then you remember, then you realize, you come into full conscious moment when you realize that, oh, I got distracted. And now I'm going back to following the breath. But getting distracted is definitely the biggest challenge with this practice, this kind of practice. Because the practice is that you're focused on something. You're focused on the breath, you're focused on scanning, where you use the beam. Because you're using a beam, it it ties you to certain kind of laws. It binds you to certain rules. And that rule is that when you use that beam of attention, you use that focus, that intention, and you have subconscious mind, inevitably you will, get distracted, and the beam will be broken or cut for some periods of time. Let's for a couple of minutes try another very common mindfulness exercise, which is to follow the breath here. Look at me for a moment. Follow the breath, feel the breath here at the bridge of the nose. So here in between the nostrils, this piece of meat. Feel the breath touching, going in and out here. There is a subtle physical sensation when the air goes in and when the air goes out. And you feel that, what do you call this? A bridge of the nose, maybe. Bridge between the nostrils. How is the beam of attention, the beam of the spotlight now? When our attention was located in the left hip or in the gut, the beam was much longer than it is now, isn't it? Now it's a very short beam because there is such a short distance from behind the eyes to the nose. Is that right? Can you verify that in your own experience? But even if the beam is short, it is still a beam. Beam of focus, beam of attention, beam of intention. It's a typical concentration exercise. And just like I explained, sooner or later we would get distracted from it. This is basic mindfulness, or sati. Sati is the Pali word for mindfulness. This is the sati, the mindfulness of Shakyamuni Buddha. As Shakyamuni Buddha, who is considered the founder of the Buddhist tradition and religion, as he taught it. If you join some mindfulness meditation, or perhaps Vipassana retreats like Goenka retreats, this is what you will do, this type of mindfulness practice for at least several days, if not the whole duration of the retreat. Just exercising that beam of concentration, beam of attention, getting distracted and then coming back to it again. All right, let's move on. So maybe you did or maybe you didn't get a flavor of from this little 15-minute explanation of mindfulness meditation. If you wanna, do, for example, follow the breath in the gut or do the standard mindfulness version of scanning and do it for half an hour or more, just to try it out, of course you can do that. Let's move on to Mahamudra style of mindfulness. So keep your body sitting upright, and like yesterday, if you feel uncomfortable, there is some pain or numbness, change or adjust your position. First, relax your eyes. Spend a moment just making sure that all muscles, even the tiniest muscles in the eye area, get released. Eyeballs, around the eyeballs, eyebrows, temples, even up the forehead, below the eyes, the general area of the eyes. Completely without tensions. You don't need those tensions. Now, as we are practicing this together in a group, and you probably notice it yourself, that your and our relaxation of the eyes together is much more thorough than yesterday. Do you notice that? And then from now on, just leave the eyes in total relaxation. We are all holding eyelids closed, but even if our eyes were open, we would still have eyes completely relaxed. We wouldn't be sending the beam of attention through the eyes anywhere. Rather, the information, the images of whatever we are looking would arrive into our eyes. We don't need to go seeking for it, it arrives into the eyes. And then mouth area, jaws, gums, tongue, lips, cheeks. If you feel like stretching your jaws, do that. Really stretching the back of the jaws, to make sure that you get everything. For the sake of all beings, stretch that jaw. And then when you have stretched, just leave the stretching. And then relax even more the area of the mouth. Now that you're aware of the mouth area, make sure that your eyes don't turn downwards. When your attention goes into the mouth, don't turn your eyes. Keep eyes relaxed. For a few moments, you can sense both eyes and the mouth jaws, and be sure that both are relaxed at the same time. And the tendency to seek comfort and to seek pleasure and to seek happiness from outside us is very deeply ingrained into our habits. And that's why the eyes so easily start moving, start seeking, going after things. Here we are simply relaxing that habit and stopping from that habit, that program, that app from happening in the background. We don't need that. We actually don't need that when we sit and meditate like this. Good. Then, with eyes and mouth, relax the head, rest of the head. Relax the brain, let energies flow in the brain, in the crown, in the back of the head, sides of the head, neck, throat, and in the middle of the head. Let energies flow, relax. Just like letting birds free from a cage, let the birds fly free. Let the tensions fly free. Another classical visualization is to let smoke, like a gray, dark, black smoke, to be released and evaporate, in this case from the head area. So if you want to use that simple visualization, please use it. Letting tensions evaporate as dark black smoke until there is no more, until there is no more to release. So you allow the sensations, energies to become free-flowing. Let the birds from the cage, let the smoke evaporate, as long as there is something to release. And when you feel like you get to the point of stuff not getting released anymore, then look again in a bit more subtler way. Make sure that there is you didn't miss anything. So I have given these three important areas: eyes, mouth, and head, but it's really, one and the same head. But like I explained yesterday, seeking mode related to eyes, internal chatter related to jaws, of course, which translates to external chatter as well. Some people, you can't stand them because they say all the stuff that's going on in their minds out loud. And then, the brain area, and especially back of the brain, the medulla of the brain, related to subconscious mind. Medulla is the seat of the subconscious mind in the back of the head. So stop relaxing. You've now relaxed the head thoroughly. Stop relaxing. And don't do anything. What is this experience? So, in the classical type of mindfulness, we aim the beam down into the body. We use that beam of attention. But here, well, you can compare the beam of attention kind of like the light of a beacon, light of a lighthouse. Lighthouse stands at the edge of the sea and it turns the light. Behind that light there is this surface, mirroring surface. So the light doesn't go everywhere. It is directed forward. So there is this mirroring surface behind the light bulb, and that's how the light of a beacon can be aimed outwards to the sea. This is classical mindfulness. But we have now relaxed the eyes, mouth, head, and it's kind of like removing the back mirror of that beacon, and the light simply shines. It shines to all directions because it is not aimed at anything. So if we think about seeking happiness, seeking pleasure, seeking spiritually, the attention goes out the eyes. Eyes is the primary sense organ of people who have the ability to see. With blind people it's different, but it's our primal, what is that word? Well, it's our first sense, most important sense. But here the attention is not going out the eyes. It is not aimed through one channel. Rather, we have removed with relaxing the head so thoroughly, we have removed all possibility of attention. So we have a very different kind of experience, and this is the recognition of basic awareness. What does awareness mean? Aware means that there is something like conscious awareness. It is not subconscious. But it's naturally conscious. It is not unconscious either, like having passed out, but natural conscious awareness. And this being aware requires no effort. When we aim the beam of spotlight in the standard mindfulness, we constantly, what the aiming of attention requires is that we put effort into it, more or less, but we put effort into it all the time. We have to put energy into that. But here there is no effort. We have only removed the physical tensions, some mental tensions, and we have simply uncovered this light of the lighthouse that spreads its light, figuratively speaking, everywhere. So, what is also used a lot in Mahamudra and Dzogchen teachings is the term knowing, a knowing quality. Also what is used alternatively is cognizance, cognizant quality of awareness. What does that mean, cognizance? Well, cognizance, you can think that it's a synonym for being conscious. That it has this like I said, you're not absent-minded, you're not unconscious, you are conscious. And there is this clarity and sense of being sober, sober-headed, sober-minded, with this knowing quality, with this cognizant quality. And what is also the case, which is very important, is that this knowing quality is selfless, I-less, me-less. There is no me doing it or conducting it. It's just naturally lit, like the light of the lighthouse, it's lit. It is cognizant. It has the ability to be aware and to know about things. Know about sensations. Know about whatever is sensed through the five senses. Whatever is seen. Knowing what is seen. Whatever is heard. Knowing what is heard. Knowing what is smelled. Knowing what is tasted. Knowing what is felt through the skin. Alright, so now we have established something that is absolutely necessary to understand the difference between mindfulness and Mahamudra mindfulness. This is absolutely necessary. And what is a really common misunderstanding is that you would come to understand this. What is recognized here is actually the wakeful nature, the Buddha nature, the big bad Buddha nature, the big scary Buddha nature. It is already recognized now. But what is a very common misunderstanding is that is that different teachers, meditators, manuals say that you could understand this Mahamudra mind, this this Buddha nature, just by doing mindfulness exercises. You will not understand Mahamudra through mindfulness. That is a fact. So, it's a completely different set of instructions. It's a very different practice. Mahamudra can only be understood through Mahamudra instructions. All right, anyway, so here we, like I wrote in the text, we have established the first necessary step for the next step. And the next step is to relax the body. But let's not aim the beam down into the body. Let's not do it that way. Let's do it this way. So you keep eyes, mouth, head relaxed. You're not aiming anything downwards. But suddenly just feel the body together with the head. Just start feeling the body together with the head. That same knowing quality, that same basic awareness, basic wakefulness is also in the body. Let the body relax into it. As you can experience, it's a completely different kind of experience than by exercising basic mindfulness. It's a completely different experience. First, by relaxing the area of the head, stopping seeking, stopping internal chatter, stopping a number of other subconscious mind activities, we establish recognition of the basic nature. We establish a ground. And then we simply integrate. We recognize the same ground in the rest of the body and let tensions in the rest of the body dissolve into this ground. This is a very high practice, very rarely taught in this world, and very rarely, too rarely understood in this world. But you have a chance to really understand it. With these instructions alone, you have a method, a technique to become fully enlightened Buddhas. I have pointed it out to you. I have given instructions that can take you all the way. So sooner or later, you will feel that the relaxation in the body becomes complete. What then? Nothing then. You don't need to do anything then. The light of cognizance, of basic awareness, is automatically lit. And nothing is needed to keep it lit. But you can enjoy it. Or better, find quality of enjoyment in this experience. Enjoyment, quality of pleasure, quality of joyfulness, subtle blissfulness. before lying down for rest, look at me sitting for 1 or 2 minutes. Just observe how I sit. All right, then let's lie down. Again, I'll let you know. So let's try this Mahamudra Mindfulness just for 5 to 10 minutes before bows and prayers. Eyes open. So leave eyes open. Put the backbone in good position. So the eyelids naturally open, looking like eyes aimed straight ahead, horizontally, not downwards, not upwards, straight ahead, horizontally. But just like I was talking about using the beam, using the spotlight of attention, you're not looking at whatever object is in front of you, be it a wall or could be a painting, some object in the room. So you're not actively engaged in looking at that thing. And how do you disengage? Is that you relax the eyes. Relax mouth, relax head. Also keep breathing relaxed. Keep body relaxed. And breathing flows through the nose, but if you like, you can leave the teeth a little bit open and also leave lips a little bit open. Let energies flow. You can relax into it more. Again, not expecting anything, not having expectations or hopes what should happen. Just remaining sober. All right. So now we have gone through the basic instructions really carefully since the beginning of today. Yesterday I gave like a basic layout, and then we have today I've explained everything really thoroughly. We started with bodhicitta, the necessary requirement for understanding the basic state and getting to the great accomplishment. And then in detail, we really carefully went through bodhicitta, did some chanting also. And now the past couple of hours, I've given you detailed instructions, compared mindfulness and Mahamudra practice. So tomorrow we will take it from here. I will give you other pointers. But this is really what I have taught today. Like I already said, it's complete instructions in one sense. Tomorrow I will continue with Vipassana a little bit, letting. I use the word ground. Ground is a word. Actually, the bhumi. Bhumi is a Sanskrit word which means ground also. So often in Mahamudra and Dzogchen teachings they speak about the ground, and the ground is nothing else than Buddha nature. So so I haven't spoken about how there are things growing from that ground. So we will get to that tomorrow. I vow to liberate all sentient beings. I vow to end all self-based confusion. I vow to exercise the Dharma that frees. I vow to attain the great perfection. I vow to liberate all sentient beings. I vow to end all self-based confusion. I vow to exercise the Dharma that frees. I vow to attain the great perfection. I vow to liberate all sentient beings. I vow to end all self-based confusion. I vow to exercise the Dharma that frees. I vow to attain the great perfection. See also how you feel eyes open. I take refuge in the Guru, his Pure Land, Buddha, Dharma and Sangha. I take refuge in the Guru, his Pure Land, Buddha, Dharma and Sangha.
I take refuge in the Guru, his Pure Land, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha.
For a moment, feel eyes closed. For a moment, feel eyes open.
I am the Guru, I'm in the Pure Land. I am the Buddha, I am the Dharma, I am the Sangha, I am the Guru, I'm in the Pure Land. I am the Buddha, I am the Dharma, I am the Sangha, I am the Guru, I'm in the Pure Land. I am the Buddha, I am the Dharma, I am the Sangha. May all beings be free. May all beings be free. May all beings be free. All beings are free. All beings are free. All beings are free. May all beings receive my accumulated merit. I dedicate the merit to to the refuge and to all sentient beings.
Joining hands.